Detroit Den 313, welcome back. It is Friday, January 26th. Two more wake ups, and then we get to see the Detroit Lions take on the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship with a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Who would have thought that we would use the words Lions and Super Bowl? It's something that I could definitely get used to. I'd like to hear that. It's got a nice little ring to it. I'm thinking Dynasty, but got me thinking. Me and my buddy were texting today. Is it possible? Let me ask you guys this question. I want you guys to answer this in the comments. Is it possible that the Detroit Lions run it back next year with Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn coming back to Detroit as offensive and defensive coordinator? Right now, as it stands at time of this recording, there are only two head coaching jobs remaining in Washington and Seattle. There's still some big fish out there for some head coaching candidates, some big names out there. Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel, Bill Belichick. That's like 7 Super Bowls between seven or 8. I don't know. I can't. Belichick's got 6. I think Pete Carroll has 1. That's seven Super Bowls plus Mike Vrabel, who's coming off Coach of the Year just 2 years ago with the Tennessee Titans, a team I'm very familiar with. Love Mike Vrabel. Personally, I think he's the best available head coach out there. I think he's a younger guy. I think he's a former player. I think he connects well with current players. What scares me is let's get back to the business here. Let's talk Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn. I think it's, excuse me. I think it is 90% certain that Aaron Glenn comes back next year as a defensive coordinator. You might not like it. If I'm a betting man, I'd say he's returning. I just see the cards falling. 2 job openings. I don't see him abandoning ship and becoming a defensive coordinator for another team unless someone comes in and offers him a lot of money. I don't see that. So let's talk Aaron Glenn real quick, and we'll talk about Ben Johnson in just a second. Aaron Glenn has been probably the most scrutinized player or coach. Him and Jared Goff. Jared Goff had that rough stretch toward like the back half of the season against the Bears, Packers. Jared Goff got a little scrutiny, but Aaron Glenn has been talked about since like week 2. Is Aaron Glenn the guy? Is it a scheme? Is it personnel? Hear me out, guys. We know that this Detroit Lions isn't the 85 Bears. We know that they're not holding teams to 10 points or fewer. In today's NFL, it's really hard. We're averaging around, I think, about between 20 and 23 points a game. That's not terrible. With the Lions offense, that's not bad. If you're only giving up 23 and I tell my offense, hey, you guys score 24, we win this game. I'll take that all day. I think our offense is capable of scoring 24 on damn near anyone. But so the question with Aaron Glenn's always been, is it personnel or is it scheme? I personally think that it's personnel. And not to I'm not about to criticize Brad Holmes after he just won Executive of the Year yesterday, but he didn't really address the defensive line in the draft. He didn't really address it in free agency. He didn't really address it at the trade deadline. It's going to be addressed, though. I can almost guarantee you that just based off what I've seen from Brad Holmes in the past, where he takes the team's weakness and he makes it a strength. Look at our receiver room a few years ago. Look at our secondary last year. It takes time. I think this year, this coming offseason, we don't want to talk about offseason. Our offseason doesn't start until the parade on Woodward is over. That when we win the Super Bowl. But just a quick little glimpse into the future. I think Brad Holmes is going to address this pass rush. I think he's going to address this front 7. It's going to be taken care of. This is year 3. I think our offense is mostly set. I'll get into that later when I'm doing draft stuff. I got some ideas for the offense. Nothing crazy, nothing life-altering, but let's get to Ben Johnson real quick. I don't know. Like I said, I think it's 90% certain that Aaron Glenn returns. Ben Johnson, I'm about 40% certain he comes back. I think he could be a very strong candidate for this Washington Commanders job. I almost said Redskins. Very strong candidate for them. A team with a top 5 draft pick. Not too sure about Sam Howell. I'm not 100% sold on him. I'm not a Washington Commanders podcast. I focus Detroit Lions, obviously, but I am a football guy. I watch a lot of football. I watch a lot of college football. I remember him at North Carolina. At one point, he was supposed to be a top 5 draft pick. A lot of the guys, he lost a lot of weapons. I think it was his sophomore year. He lost a lot of weapons to the NFL, came back for his junior season, might have been his senior season. And he didn't put up the same numbers, but in the pros, he's shown glimpses. But when it comes to an offensive coordinator like Ben Johnson, I think he could be a good match with Sam Howell. I don't think Sam Howell is a franchise quarterback. I think he could be kind of like a bridge guy. I don't think he's got that eliteness to him. I do like a lot of the weapons that the Commanders have, but like I said, I think 40% certain that Ben Johnson comes back to the Lions. Now, I'm a huge Mike Vrabel fan. I think Mike Vrabel. I wanted Vrabel back when we hired the corpse of Matt Patricia. We interviewed Vrabel, went with Patricia. Huge mistake, obviously. I don't know. I really like Mike Vrabel. He was my number one pick during that season when we were interviewing coaches, and Matt Patricia was unfortunately the choice. We all know how that went. Luckily, we dug ourselves out of that hole. But I think Mike Vrabel is a good fit for Washington as well. I think, like I said, players coach. Look at what Mike Vrabel did with the Tennessee Titans. He kind of, for a split second, like one season, rejuvenated the career of Ryan Tannehill. Took the Titans to the AFC Championship. They were up on the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they were up 10 or 13 points, and then Patrick Mahomes took over. But he had the Titans knocking on the door of a Super Bowl. He's a damn good coach. He's a player's coach. Everybody loves him. He's kind of like a Dan Campbell to me. Like I see a lot of similarities, and I know Mike Vrabel has more coaching experience, but I think he's a better fit for the Washington team. Maybe I'm just being a little biased. Maybe I don't know. I do think Mike Vrabel would fit Washington better just with his past, his history. He's a damn good coach. I think he was already a top 5 coach in the NFL. I'm not sure why the Titans fired him. I don't know. They don't really have a lot of assets there in Tennessee. I know Derrick Henry kind of said his goodbye, but they got Will Levis, no offensive line. DeAndre Hopkins is an older receiver. I'm not sure why the Titans got rid of Vrabel, but let's just talk about Ben Johnson, guys. I think he's coming back. I really like the odds. Like I said, there's a lot of coaches out there. There could be a surprise where we get a random hire from a different team. Or maybe Washington's waiting until the Detroit Lions season is over, which won't be until after that parade when we bring the Lombardi Trophy down Woodward for everyone to see. That's when the season's over. That's when Ben Johnson can go to Washington. Hey, thank you for everything you've done. Goodbye. Good luck in Washington. Cheer for you whenever you're not playing Detroit. But that's what it is, guys. Are we bringing the band back together for one more season in 2024, 2025? 90% sure on Aaron Glenn, 40% sure on Ben Johnson. Not sure. Pretty much flip a coin. I don't know. Leave it in the comments what you think. Hit that like button. If you're new to this channel, subscribe. Greatly appreciated. Real quick, giving away a Sam Laporta jersey. Check out our Twitter. I posted a video on how to win. It's going to be up to you guys. You guys got to hammer some of that subscription button. You got to hit it, and then I'm going to give away. It's behind that door right here. One second. I am giving this away. Brand new. Still got the tag on it. Official NFL Sam Laporta jersey. Check out the Twitter video if you want to know how to win. That's it, guys. I give away stuff, but I need something in return from this one. This one's a hot ticket. You guys got to give me something if you want this jersey. Hit that subscribe button. I'll be back later with some more content.